How's it going, everybody? You got the Razman coming at you here with another video. This is the Reality of Sports episode 2. JT Barret suspended for this week's game against Minnesota last night at the time of this recording on a Sunday. Cardell Jones ends up pulling out the win, and Ohio State wins 28-7 as the final. And it's not that they don't win with Cardell Jones. I mean, obviously they do. Cardell Jones is undefeated as a starter. The Buckeyes still haven't lost a game. Urban Meyer's running the longest winning streak in the country. And the only coach ever to have his 51st games at a school and 47 out of those 50 games be a victory. So clearly Ohio State knows how to get it done, but the offense just isn't as efficient with Cardell Jones at the helm. So hopefully after the 1 week suspension from a DUI, JT Barret can once again prove himself in practice this week enough to have Coach Meyer allow him to be the Buckeyes' starting quarterback, because that's clearly what the team needs. I'm not going to excuse at all what JT Barret did, though, because he should know better, and there's no excuse for that, especially after being given the keys to the starter a week before, or as the starter a week before, sorry. So we'll see what happens with Ohio State going forward. The Washington Nationals name Dusty Baker their new manager after contract negotiations with former San Diego Padres manager Bud Black fall through. Again, I'm not really sure what happened there. It's kind of a head scratcher. Being a Reds fan, I am vitally familiar with Dusty Baker, and I think it'll be a good fit for them. I'm very surprised to see Dusty Baker back in the league, though. I thought the Reds would be his last job. But if Dusty Baker goes in and wins with the Nationals and Brian Price has another year of struggles in Cincinnati, boy, oh boy, will the Reds brass hear it for a long time, as well as they should. The Cincinnati Bengals remain undefeated as they defeat the Cleveland Browns on Thursday Night Football this week. Everyone talking about how complete this offense, how complete this offense is, and Tyler Eifert goes nuts. I mean, absolutely nuts. Even at one point looked like he took a touchdown away from Ryan Hewitt, who was also open at that point in time. So it's great to see the Bengals remaining on all cylinders, and now people, whether they like it or not, because the NFL Network guys showed it and their attitude, they're begrudgingly having to start to pay attention to my Cincinnati Bengals and put them up there with the Patriots and the Broncos right now. They don't have a choice, because the Bengals continue to win and get stronger every week. You know, depending on what happens, the biggest game of the year, literally from a playoff standpoint and a team standpoint for both teams, could be the Denver Broncos versus the Cincinnati Bengals in the final week of the year. Final regular season game of the year. So we'll wait and see what happens with that. The Bruins this week suffer a horrific injury as Chris Kelly is out of action for 6 months, so virtually the entire year, after a fluke hit. There was nothing illegal about the hit, but the stick just hit the back of his knee in a funny way. His leg went completely backwards like a contortionist, which he clearly is not, so he is out for the year. In his place, they called up a kid by the name of Victor Vartano, who actually grew up a Boston Bruins fan. He's from Massachusetts, and last night during the big big game with the number one rival Montreal Canadiens. He actually scored his first NHL goal. I would like to say that the Bruins were able to capitalize on that big moment and carry themselves to a victory. Unfortunately, that was not the case, despite them dominating almost the entire game. At the very end of the game, David Krejci makes the biggest bonehead mistake on the planet when he takes out one of the Canadian players away from action. If you do that, the referees are going to call it every time. They have no choice. It caused a Canadian power play, causing them to go up 3-2 at that point, and then once they went up 3-2, the Bruins were forced to pull Jonas Gustafsson from goal and allowed the Canadians to get another goal. So a 4-2 victory from Montreal meaning that Boston has lost 3 in a row and 3 games, except for the one exception being the game 2 games ago against the Washington Capitals, being games that they should have won out of those 3 losses. So this is really, really vital tonight against the New York Islanders for them. So we'll wait and see what my Bruins update brings next week in terms of progress. But yeah, I really like the kid Victor Vertano. Man, that's a tongue twister. Sorry about that. But I really like this kid. I think he solidified his spot. I think they're going to have some tough decisions next year. Of course, when Kelly comes back, of course, it is only 1 game, so we don't know yet, but just my instincts are telling me this kid's going to be something cool. As always, you sports fans, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Follow me on social media at RazMansReality on Twitter, Facebook.com/TheRazMan, RazMansReality on Instagram. And as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.